Hey, Scruffy. How you doing? So, Scruffy threw up today. I have to think about how I'm going to deal with that in the future. But I think Scruffy's ready for dinner. Scruffy got extra food for lunch since he threw up. I gave him some extra kibble at the end. And then he ate what he threw up. I'll show you in reverse order. He ate what he threw up, and then he got the extra kibble. I gave him the extra kibble, he just chose to eat the vomit first. So, I don't think Scruffy minds throwing up. I think he has a perverse incentive to throw up because he gets extra food. So it warmed up today again. Wasn't as bad as as the predictions, but yeah, it was definitely hotter than yesterday. But yeah, not too bad. So I prefer it to stay like yesterday, but today's manageable. Last night was really nice. I think it was the first time in the night where I wasn't either too cold or too hot. So this whole winter has been pretty cold. I keep the thermostat really, really low. And then conversely, in the summer, I keep it probably too high. And so I'm usually pretty miserable. So, yeah, last night I didn't have to do anything and the temperature was just right. So I went for a run this afternoon. So I was due for a long run. But yeah, because it was hotter today, it wasn't too bad. But yeah, the time I leave was probably the worst time. It was probably the hottest time of the day. Yeah, the afternoon. Yeah, so it's like hottest in the mid-afternoon, and that's when I left for my run. And so yeah, I left at the worst time. But my runs have been going so poorly that I'm taking more time to do the routes. I'm probably like over 2 hours now. Because I'm trying to force myself to do the distance, even though I don't really have I'm not in shape enough to do it within times that I used to be able to do it in. So I'm just forcing myself to go the distance, even though I can't do it in the times that I used to be able to do. And so by the time I was done with my run, it was starting to cool down. So I actually just got back not long ago. I'm still on time for dinner, but yeah, I'm a little bit, tad later than I have been. I'm thinking I might have to go even later. As it heats up through the rest of the summer season, yeah, it's going to get miserable. So I'm thinking I might have to leave my runs much, much later and get back much later and feed Scruffy later as a result. Or I need to feed Scruffy earlier and then go for my run. I think I did that. So last summer or the summer before? I can't remember. So I think there was a period where I started going for my runs after I fed Scruffy. Sometimes it worked out better. Problem is, once it gets dark, you can't see anything. There's not enough lights on the trail. So on my run today, I saw in the far distance one of the twins. See, he's not at the park, but he was across the street and walking down the sidewalk past some houses. And then, let's see, oh, I saw that stork again. So I mentioned, yeah, I saw a stork, or I'm calling it a stork. I actually don't know what kind of bird it is. But yeah, it's a really large, tall, skinny looking bird. Skinny, long legs, like stilts. Long, narrow, pointy beak. Kind of, let's see, white with, I think, gray feathers. Long neck. Curves a little bit. But yeah, I don't think it's a flamingo. No pink. Anyway, I saw him probably last week. He's out in the middle of the field by himself. When I saw him last week, he was dead still. And I've never seen that type of bird at that park before. Or actually, I don't think I've ever noticed that type of bird in this area at all. Not that I'm a bird watcher or anything like that. And so I wasn't sure if what I was looking at was real. So I tried to walk a little bit closer. It was pretty far. It was in the middle of the field, so I was pretty far away. And so I started getting a little bit closer, and then finally the bird turned its head, and I knew it was a real bird. And so anyway, I think I actually did see him another time a few days after that first time, and then I saw him today again. So he was in the field again, so a different part of the field, but in the field. And he decided to take flight. So he left the field, and then he landed in the distance on top of somebody's roof. And that's a really big bird. So it really stood out since it was such a huge bird on top of a roof. But yeah, I can't help wondering if that bird is lost, because it's all by itself. I don't see any other birds like that. And as I said, I never really noticed any birds like that before in this area. So I'm wondering if maybe the bird got lost in migration, lost its flock or something, and it hangs out at the park. Kind of a sad thought. Not sure what to eat either, so there's no fish nearby. Did you think that Scruffy's food? Okay, let's get your food. Hard to brush Scruffy with the chair legs. Blocking my arm movement. Whoops. Okay, so let's see. I saw Scruffy. I think I saw him this morning sleeping on the table again. So it's, I think, the third day in a row. I think. But I didn't see him this afternoon sleeping on the orange chair. But it could be that he was here, and because I was running on my run, I didn't get back at the right time to see him on the chair. Because by the time I got back, it was already dinner time, so he was already on the mat. And so, yeah, I mentioned that lunch, he threw up today. So everything was starting off okay. Thought we were just going to have a regular lunch, and then at the end he threw up. Hey, Scruffy. Okay. Yeah, I thought I heard you meowing. So it's actually a little early. Well, earlier. Just getting the food together, and I thought I heard Scruffy meow through the door. So it's supposed to warm up today. Already feeling the heat. Tonight's dinner is a fresh can of meaty pate with real chicken and tuna, kibble, and rotisserie chicken scraps. So as I mentioned today at lunch, yeah, Scruffy threw up. So he finished his meal. He was drinking the water, and I thought he was done. So I don't know. So it used to be the case that once he drank the water, usually he was good. Though more recently, yeah, he's been drinking water and then he throws up. A long time ago, he'd always throw up before he drank water. So he used to think that when he drank the water, he was good. But yeah, today he drank the water and then, yeah, he threw up. It wasn't wasn't that big of a vomit. Though he did two volleys. So I think Scruffy might be getting too efficient at eating the food in the new lunch bowl. So it has a so I elevated higher, but it has a lower profile, so he can get his head into the bowl. But because of the wider bowl profile, the balls don't block it as much. So I think originally I tried 3 balls, but I thought maybe that was too much because he was struggling a little bit to get his head in there. But I'm starting to think maybe because he's starting to get used to the bowl, he's getting more efficient at it. Because I also water down the kibble, so it kind of sticks to the bowl, so it's harder for him to slurp up all the kibble and quick go. But yeah, he's getting more proficient at it, so he's eating a little faster, I think. So I'm thinking maybe I need to introduce a new ball to block the food a little better. Or I need to water down the kibble more, so it's I'm thinking treat it like a cereal where it's a lot more water, so it absorbs a lot more of the moisture. So yes, Dave. Hopefully it slows him down a little more and maybe goes down a little easier. And maybe compresses easier so he doesn't get stuck in his esophagus. But yeah, try one thing at a time. So I think I'm gonna try the balls first. I guess my next question will be: do I use 3 golf balls or 2 golf balls and the larger rubber ball? So anyway, I went back. So yeah, so after Scruffy threw up, he then started eating what he threw up again. And so at that point, I decided I was going to go inside, get him some fresh kibble to just it's kind of the thing I do just to make up for the fact that he threw up. And poured the kibble on the red plate, and then he continued eating his vomit as if I had not done anything. So after I stopped filming and I went back inside, after he was done eating his vomit, then he went for the fresh kibble. Okay, I'm gonna get up. I thought Scruffy was leaving, but he turned around. I don't know. But I'm done here. So anyway, thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye.